I help frustrated job seekers successfully navigate the job search and interview process. In this video, I discuss how to stand out in the interview without sounding like you're trying too hard. Let me tell you the cold truth. Everyone in that interview chair looks good on paper. They've all got experience, they've all prepped, some even hired a coach. So if you think showing up and being qualified is enough to stand out, you're already behind. In this final video of the series, I'm going to show you how to differentiate yourself in a way that feels natural, credible, and memorable without overselling or sounding rehearsed. Because being the best candidate doesn't mean being the loudest. It means being the clearest, most aligned, and most compelling person in the room. Let's get into it. Standing out starts before the interview. Most candidates think the interview starts the moment they log in or sit down. That's a mistake. The way you communicate before the interview through emails, phone screens, LinkedIn interactions sets the tone. So what can you do? 1, confirm the interview professionally and on time. 2, ask smart questions in advance about the format, the panel, or anything else that shows you're taking the process seriously. 3, if you're working with a recruiter, treat them like a strategic partner, not a gatekeeper. Those early touches send a message. You're thoughtful, you're engaged, you're not winging it. That's how you stand out before the first question is even asked. Don't just answer questions, connect the dots. Here's the shift that takes you from qualified to must hire. Stop thinking of your answers as stories. Start thinking of them as solutions. Every question the interviewer asks is an opportunity to show how you solve their business problem. For example, they ask, tell me about a time you led a project. Don't just describe the project. Tie it directly to the challenges they're facing based on your research. Use their language, reference their products, team, or pain points. Say something like, this reminds me of your transition into X market. What we were tackling was pretty similar. See, when you do that, you're not just answering, you're aligning. And trust me, most candidates never take it that far. Be memorable with substance, not flash. Let me be clear. Trying too hard is a red flag. What does trying too hard look like? It looks like overselling every point, talking too much about yourself with no connection to the company's goals, dropping corporate buzzwords without context, pitching yourself like a startup founder on Shark Tank. What works better? Saying 1 or 2 things that really stick. Things like, here's how I make onboarding easier for new teams. Or, I've worked with leadership teams that were skeptical of change. Here's how I built trust. Be real, be specific, be value focused. The most memorable candidates aren't the flashiest. They're the ones who make the interviewer think, I'd trust this person to run with it. Ask questions that elevate the conversation. You want to know the easiest way to stand out? Ask better questions. Most candidates ask about company culture, next steps, or how long the team's been together. That's fine, but it's not enough. Ask questions that show you're already thinking like someone on the inside. Questions like, what's the most important business outcome this role needs to influence in the first 6 months? Or what's the biggest hurdle your team is currently facing, and how would I be expected to contribute to that solution? Or what would success in this role free up your team to focus on that they currently can't? See, when you ask questions like that, you don't sound like a candidate, you sound like a partner. Leave them with confidence, not desperation. Let's wrap this up with a piece of advice I've given to hundreds of candidates. Leave the room like someone who knows they can do the job and doesn't need to beg for it. That means no over-explaining, no please hire me energy. No long emotional monologues about how much this job means to you. Instead, end the conversation with presence. You might say, I appreciate the conversation and the clarity on the role. Based on everything we've discussed, I'm confident I could deliver value quickly, and I'd be excited to contribute. That's it. Clean, strong, professional. Standing out in the interview isn't about tricks or theatrics. It's about showing up prepared, focused, and aligned with the organization's goals, and delivering your experience like someone who belongs. If you've made it through all 5 videos, you're already ahead of 90% of the competition. Now it's just about execution. And if you'd like to skip the line and fast forward to interview success, I've included the link to my full interview training course in my bio. Thanks for watching and good luck out there. I help frustrated job seekers successfully navigate the job search and interview process.